All right. Boom. Next, guys, it is time to have our little poll here. And this is a question that I asked a couple of hours ago. You can see 11 hours ago. Let's refresh that a little bit. Let's see if we got we got a few people, a few more people who voted. So let's talk about it right here. And in this poll here, I asked you, how will you handle the trader app tax? Now, this is something that it's an idea that came out from a subscriber of the channel, Power5. So Power5, if you're watching this, thank you, because you directly inspired the creation of this video. And so I gave you guys two options to answer this question. It's fine, I'll just deal with it, and I will use the escort beacons for player-to-player transactions. And it does look like 83% of players who answered, who answered this question, said that it is fine, and 17 plus, which still is quite considerable, 17%. I had no idea about what the reaction would be, but there's still quite a decent chunk of the player base who thinks that 17 that having a tax is kind of not acceptable. So let's have a look here at the comments and what people are saying. So first here, Jake Field says, I'm very certain that it was said that beacons would be using the same tax, so not much different now that we have an exchange of legal fund. That's funny. So I've never seen any reference to that, but it would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense. At the same time, let's imagine that you are in an outlaw system, and this is what somebody said down here in the chat. So we'll go down there. But imagine that you are in an outlaw system. If you are in Paro, for example, or a system that is not bound to the UEE, why would the tax be applicable? See what I mean? And let's see what Politica Agnostica says. There is already the Area 18 exploding ship tax that routinely robs me of hundreds of thousands, not to mention the 30k tax that steals more. Now we're gonna have an actual game tax too. This game is getting more ridiculous with every update. I suppose they do this for immersion. All right, a little bit of a salty player here, but at the same time, I can understand why sometimes people can be a little bit salty. Carlton Excel says, I would rather they don't have a tax. If I give my friend $5 or $500, there is no tax. Amen to that. Absolutely, it's not necessarily needed too. Bartney Maddox says, the fees I've seen in the demo videos are equal or higher to cargo profits, which makes it useless for paying your crew. Really? I'm hoping that these were just test figures, so I'm hoping that these are brought down to the low single digits for the actual launch. Wow. I can't imagine that because crewmen are usually paid 10% of the profit of the ship. So yeah, so that would be way too much. Yeah, that would be way too much. I can't imagine that this would be the case. Anak, long time no see, Anak. Miss Anak in the chat, by the way. I suspect tax will be global on everything, but wonder if the rate will be UE global or be per system or possibly per planetary zone. I don't think that it will be that complicated. We'll see if it's going to be that complicated. Apparently there's a reply here. Kaya says, I believe I heard some of the tax goes back to the economy for security ships and the like, and it's per system. High sec has higher taxes to pay for more security. Low sec has lower tax for less security ships. Ah, well, that would make sense as well. That would make sense. Norix says, tax in the name of immersion? Lol. I mean, come on, my boss is usually e-transfer to pay and never pay the damn in taxes for it. Yeah, Naomi says, the tax concerns me because I buy expensive ships in-game for some of my beloved friends, and I wouldn't want to do extra work to make up for that useless loss. But if nothing changes, I'll deal with it. Let's hope it's not going to be that high. Also, in the future, you will be able to give ships in-game with future iterations of the app. Something that will actually be possible to do in the future. Matty Matt G says, one more reason to live in Pyro. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, why am I liking my own reply? And here the Necrolab says, it's about to toss some tea into the harbor over this. Not really. It's annoying, but we'll see if it seriously impacts profits or not. I agree with that too. So looks like most of you guys are going to deal with the tax, and that is fine. That's also the way I see it, but it's also interesting to see that it's quite a significant chunk here of the voters who are firmly against it and will try to find every other way possible to avoid that tax. Very interesting. I like what I'm seeing here. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for coming here in the chat. Thank you very much to everybody out there who came during the live stream. How many people do we have here? 35 people. So good morning or good evening or good night, wherever you are, guys. Have a great day or a great night. And I really hope to see you guys soon. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.